Welcome to Rooster TV, and today we're back indoors because of the chilly weather out there, and we're joined by the latest premiership coach of the North Adelaide Football Club in 2016 Reserves Premiership coach, Craig Brooks. Brooksy, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Darryl. Pleasure.
No problems at all. Firstly, mate, we'll just talk about probably your pathway to North Adelaide. You've been a part of the furniture here for over 10 years now. Can you just let the viewers know how you got involved with the footy club to start with and your progress through the grades from there?
Yeah, sure can. Look, probably my involvement here started as a kid with my grandparents' involvement. Granddad used to be involved here pretty heavily over the years, and my uncle played here. But following that, I started coaching here in the under-14s when I was still playing bush footy, and commenced in the 17s when Dave Tiller went overseas for a year. And that was about 2005, I think.
2005, absolutely. Not 2015, it's only a couple of years ago. But on your bush footy stuff, there are some rumours floating around you're a gun defender back in the day. Is that any truth to the rumours?
Only on Saturday nights after a few beers, normally no.
How many beers?
No. It doesn't take too many.
And onto the coaching stuff, your trusty assistants. I've always had a good chat with your mate Corey Drew and Matty Grantham in particular. We always have a bit of banter about your favourite footballers that you've coached. Dale Armstrong, Lockie Robinson and Jack Graham are the three that always come to the top of the queue. Do you want to...
I'll certainly claim them, but there's a few other young ones along the way that I've really enjoyed watching their development go through the grades, and yeah.
Yep. And so in reserves football, coach for 5-6 years now.
Yeah, 5 years I think.
Under Josh Franco to start with, and worked your way through. The development side of your coaching really stood out there, and now you've become the under-18s coach and sort of head of development in line with Jacob Surgeon. Do you want to just go through that role and how you've sort of taken to that? Sure.
The actual role of coaching the under-18s is not dissimilar to the reserves. You're still looking for young kids to keep developing and progress to senior footy. The under-18 role as itself, other than the coaching the under-18s, under Surge is to help, I suppose, look after and mentor the 16s, 15s, 14s, 13s coaches, just to make sure that we're happy with the style of footy primarily, rather than the actual individual kids, but more the style of footy, and then certainly a bit heavier involvement with the 16s and the 18s individual players.
And you've got a pretty raw under 13s coach down there in Brenton Phillips.
Don't have to mentor him too much.
Feedback with old Sticks. Sticks is doing a great job. They had a win on Friday night. I think all three grades did. So
they did.
That was great for the juniors that are coming through this system. And then with the under-18 kids, we'll go back to them. Some maybe names that have had a really consistent season that we can look forward to seeing up in the seniors. Hopefully by the end of this year, but if not next year. Yeah,
obviously we've had standouts were probably Connor Rosie and Boyd Woodcock that have played already up in the senior ranks. But hopefully in the back half of the year we might see a few more start to go. I know we're starting to get some out on the training track, on the senior training track. The skipper of the under-18s is Bailey Coleman Oakes, who's had a really consistent year and a bit of a ball magnet. It's good to see. Couple of young forwards in Gubin Glasson that we picked up from Sturt this year, which was a good pickup, who's kicked a number of goals and be right up there somewhere in the leading goal kicking. And James Langley that did a bit of the senior pre-season as well, a couple of young ones. Forwards, the wingman, I suppose we got is Mason Neagle, gets plenty of footy and really works as hard as anyone I've seen work out of the junior ranks. And then from the backs, we've got a couple of real tall young lads that are 17 years old, but another year or so away. But Dyson Hilda, who's played a first reserves game last week, which is pleasing to see, and Carl Finlay, who's at college at the moment, so we get him in frequently. But both good talents. So. And
just quickly on those guys, on the weekend, you're involved with the under-17s futures team, I guess they were called, against the under-16s. How did you get involved in that, and what did you get out of it?
Brenton actually rang and asked if we'd like to be involved, and absolutely jumped at the chance. It's great to be involved with the top-end talent as well, and just any time you get to see those kids train and play, it's always a pleasure. And the three North boys in Dyson, Carl and Harrison Magel from Port Pirie all performed pretty well, so it was good to see.
And Jamison Murphy was in the 16s, and I said he got named third best today in the email, which is good news for the Roosters, so another Port Pirie boy.
Yeah.
And obviously with the senior role, with the way the 18s and their senior programs have aligned, you're able to be involved in, I think it was 14 games we counted at league level as the forwards coach. I know Josh was pretty keen to keep you involved with the seniors. That's obviously keeps the heart pumping when you can race from an 18s game back to a league game and still be involved with the seniors.
It's actually been really good. There's only, there might only be one game or two that miss out for the year, which is good, and it actually really helps with the understanding so that we can keep cascading the information down to the underage lads, and it's good to be able to sit in the box on game day with a little bit removed from the trainings and all that sort of stuff, to have a bit of a clearer head to watch it. So it's been good. And
obviously after a bye, we've been down to Cafe Chenner a few times and solved the world's problems over a coffee, me and Brooksy. But heading into Sturt this week, it's a massive game for the football club in all 3 grades. Obviously, we'll start with the 18s. They're playing on Saturday down at Unley. Yep. What's your expectations of the group heading down there?
Look, I'd have to say the group as a whole have been really impressive. Just the way they've grabbed at the task of improving on a weekly basis, and they want to improve, which has been fantastic. So we're progressing nicely. We'll come up against a tougher Sturt outfit this week with all their college kids available. But that'll be a great challenge, and I think that from where the group's at, they're pretty much ready for the next challenge. So we'll see how we go.
Do that, and then Sunday we're back here at Prospect Oval with the reserves at 11:30 and the league at 2:10. It was a very, very good game of football last time down at Unley. I think it was a 3-point win. Expectations for the league boys? Yeah,
look, they are coming along nicely. Obviously, some blokes putting pressure on for position from the twos as well, which is always good to see. There's a great feeling around the club at the moment. So if we can keep playing the brand of footy that we've been playing and keep improving on that, it should be a great challenge.
Thanks for joining us, Brooksy. He's doing a great job with the 18s and obviously with the senior program as well. Hopefully we see you all down here this Sunday at Prospect Oval against the Double Blues to see another red and white victory.